Hello, it is I, Devin Andre Sheard, Andre Wukong, creator, developer, and producer of The Journey to the West, Rotel, 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 El Dorado, Skillful Huntsman, Visual Development Meditation. Hello, hi. This is Developer Diary number 82. It is December 26, 2025, the day after Christmas. Wait, no, that's not right. Yesterday was Christmas. I worked. I got home the 26th because I worked through Christmas on an overnight shift. I got the date wrong on this camera. Fuck. Is it the 27th? Yeah, because it's 12. Hello, I am Andre. Welcome to Developer Diary number 82. It is December 27th, 2025. Trying to look at something that can actually give me the correct info regarding the date and time. I know it's 12 a.m. and I am positive that I worked Christmas. I worked 9:45 p.m. to 6:15 a.m. So upon beginning my shift, it was Christmas. When it hit 12, it was the day after, 12/26, 2025. And I got home 6:15, or I got home 7 a.m., 12/26, 2025. I went to sleep, and I woke up 12/26, 2025 at 4 to 5 p.m., between 4 and 5 p.m. at the latest. 5 p.m. I woke up on 12/26, 2025, the day after Christmas, the day I had to work. It was 12 a.m., so it should be the 27th. Hello, my name is Andre. This is Developer Diary number 82. It is December 27th, 2025, and you are watching Developer Diary entry within a visual development meditation I call Journey to the West, Road to El Dorado, Skillful Huntsman, Visual Development Meditation. Hello. Let me show you what I got for Christmas. Who cares? I am talking to Andre. So who really cares? I do. I'll show you what I got for Christmas in a second. I am going to actually very seriously record for my own viewing purposes, creative purposes, and other personal reasons. I need to take a internet detox. I need to stop posting and stop inquiring with myself when it comes to whether or not someone is perceiving me. I need to stop living in a realm where I could be perceived by a lot of people. I need to live in a realm where I can be sure of who and what is perceiving me. I am nobody. I am not a person who is a wanted criminal. I'm not a person who is high profile and important. I am not anyone's VIP, very important person when it comes to business, when it comes to domestic reasonings, when it comes to international reasonings, when it comes to anything regarding anything outside of my parents' experience, my family's experience maybe. I'm nobody. I am nothing at all. I am zero. I'm a Z thing. I'm just Andre, a monkey. But to know that for sure, I need to keep a lot of this contained within this situation on my plot. So when I am receiving very interesting thoughts in my head that may or may not be a symptom of schizophrenia, I would know whether or not it is simply a local thing on my plot, and it truly is schizophrenia. And it's not an instance of me possibly perceiving someone else when it comes to me. I am not perceiving someone perceiving me. I'm not having a conscious awareness of who's perceiving me consciously. When it comes to thought, when it comes to action, and any other mode of navigating and measuring their environment. Objectively or subjectively. Whatever the fuck that means when it comes to life. You know what that means, but you know what I mean, Andre. There's no weather balloon in the sky viewing Andre. There's no one in a truck outside of my house observing Andre. There is no one that is competent on that level within a 1 mile square radius of this home, of my location. I know that. I'm nobody. No, I'm joking. There's nobody in a ghillie suit inside my mailbox waiting for Andre to pick up his latest issue of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. Ladies, not men, because I am straight. No, I'm joking. I am being silly. This is so strange. I'm doing a stand-up bit for myself. How narcissistic can a monkey get? No, but I am genuinely doing this so that I could isolate everything that could confuse whatever I am trying to understand. That could conflate an understanding of self. I don't need any more. I need to keep this isolated. I need to keep these isolated. I need to keep this isolated, keep the variables in check, know what the constants are. Look at where I am. I'm in a hole. I'm in a hole in a basement. I am in a basement hole of said parents' house. It's not a hole, it's a basement. It's a room. A sub-level of house that parents own. I don't live in my parents' basement. I live in the house where I like to spend time in the basement. Most of my time, a lot of the time. Well, most of the time upstairs because I sleep 100% of the time in this. Let's move on. Christmas 2025, December 25th was the last post I made on social media on my X account. Christmas 2025 was the last time I posted on my YouTube account, on the Andre the Program YouTube channel, and Andre the Warrior Program, Andre the Programmer, Andre the Warrior Program, Andre the Programmer, a Warrior Program YouTube channel. I have Andre the Program YouTube channel where I plan to post all of my esoteric content, and I have another YouTube channel called Andre the Programmer, a Warrior Program YouTube channel. That YouTube channel's @ is Andre the Programmer, and the one with all, if not with most, if not all, content that is themed around ideas that are very, very surreal, abstract, and esoteric, is on the YouTube channel Andre the Program, with the @ being Andre the Program. I, from time to time, experience something that is akin to what Senua from the game Hellblade experiences. I have these thoughts in my head that are critiquing and observing things that are relevant and aren't relevant, but contextual within my life. Only I have the context, and I have that thing that is poking fun at me, critiquing me, insulting me, congratulating me, cheering me on, and make me feel like shit. Like, for instance, I am receiving a thought, and it feels like it is me thinking. It's not a voice in my head. It is me. It's like I am thinking without thinking. I guess you can call it an intrusive thought, but it's strange how this is manifested in my conscious mind. It's like I am doing this and something else is thinking all the while I am focused on doing this. For example, I received men's swimwear. And I know that that is a local thing. It has to be on my plot because I don't believe that I am being observed via creepy gray van or very expensive and advanced weather balloon-esque drone thing, flighty flight ozone thing. I don't fucking know. I'm not being observed through any technologics. I'm not being observed by any technologics in this area. I have this camera that is very antiquated. It is from 2008. It is a Kodak camera ZI-8 model. Color black noir. Ain't that a bitch? Cartoons. The Boys. Compound V. 5. I am the unofficial fifth son because my father, blood related through and through, he is my biological daddy, is technically James Shear the fourth. Actually, if I were to be named James, I would be the fifth son. I am the unofficial, official fifth son. Cartoons, black noir, compound V. Avatar. Is that not what an avatar is? A thing that is a vessel for many things? You played video games before, Andre, right? You control the game character on the screen. It is the avatar for your intention. No, is it not? And what is a daemon when it comes to the idol and daemon dyad? A thing that is the super you that is able to influence you via hunches, hallucinations, dreams, and I believe creativity. I am remixing this entire cheating the ferryman hypothesis and adding my own fingerprint because I'm a producer and my experience is unique, and I find that hypothesis valuable in whatever experience it's filtered through. The man Anthony Peake, he is the developer, creator, producer of Cheating the Ferryman. I am able to resonate with that because before even reading that, before even knowing that the concepts that I am organized to are before knowing that I am organized to information that is relevant to my experience, I experience what it is explaining. I've experienced what it is explaining before reading it, before knowing of Anthony Peake and his hypotheses. Isn't that cool? So, through understanding what I am viscerally, because I am the objective experience within this subjective experience, I am the objective observer of my subjective experience. I am objectively observing, experiencing this subjective experience. I am consciously aware of all of my thoughts. I am consciously aware of everything I feel. I am consciously aware of everything that my life is connecting to, interacting with, enraptured by, encompassed by, organized to, arranged with, ordered to, and chaotically combating, measuring, observing, feeling, commentating, interacting with. So that hypothesis is filling the blanks with something that I understand instinctively, is why I have a strong resonance with those ideas and why I am so attached to them, because it feels like it's plugging in parts of me that I didn't have the words or tact to plug in on my own. Someone's experience when it comes to what I am describing from another angle informs my piece of the puzzle. And I think my piece of the puzzle informs what that person was explaining and describing in his book, Cheating the Ferryman, The Amazing Science of Life After Death. He explains it in a weird angle where the daemon is a thing that helps you survive. It is for you out of self-preservation. It is you, it's super you. It is the you that is persistent throughout all of your incarnations. Eidolon 1, Eidolon 2, Eidolon 3, Eidolon 4, Eidolon 1, daemon dyad. Eidolon 2, daemon 1 dyad. Eidolon 3, daemon 1 dyad. Eidolon 4, daemon 1 dyad. Eidolon 5, daemon 1 dyad. Eidolon 6, daemon 1 dyad. Eidolon 7, daemon 1 dyad. It's all of those things. It's everything. On that level, the Eidolon daemon dyad and the Uber daemon is the Uber daemon is possibly the thing that is the society's version of the Eidolon daemon dyad when it comes to mankind and this weird morphic resonance of being on this, when it comes to this species, when it comes to what humans are. Morphic resonance is what the Uber daemon is able to tap into. Our morphic resonance is the 0-point field that the Uber daemon is able to use and wield to connect with consciousness on the human level, the human species qualia of experience. And I believe that the Go daemon is consciousness in its totality. It's the eschaton, it's Brahman. Consciousness, the unmanifest, pure stillness that is piercing the veil of everything in life as we know it. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Because I don't believe at this point you are your body, is the thing that connects all living things, everything, including things that we don't know that could possibly have some type of hum attached to them. I don't know. Like, I have a feeling that life is a very interesting concept when you kind of think about what qualifies to be living. I think anything that has a hum is a living thing, or anything that is existing in a way where it is for another expression of existence is a living thing. Let's look at objects, what it means to create a chair. Humans are the greatest organizers of their environment. We are gods compared to certain things, or are we slaves? We're the ones that build a chair. If everything is humming, that thing that is existing in pure, maybe, shrug, unmanifest consciousness, simply existing and humming along with the great one thing, maybe experiencing pure ecstasy. And I came up with all of this November 2024, before I even knew of the Idolentainment Dyad, before I knew anything. This was all out of an instinctive expression stemming from a holistic understanding of self. I think many things are living in ways that we simply can't, won't rationalize, can't simply comprehend. We are the greatest organizers, kings, slaves of our environment. That chair has to do nothing except experience the hum vibrating. As we create it for other organizers within our society. I don't want to be interrupted. Let's take a pause. Let's drink water. Avatar. Be the spoon. You don't bend the spoon, blah 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 blah. It is you that bend. You are the spoon and you bend. That's how you bend the spoon. You imagine yourself as the thing that you're trying to manipulate yourself. It begins with you. It's a creative exercise I'd like to engage in. An avatar is literally everything. It's every disgusting thing that people are saying about me. It's everything that people are saying about me. It is literally what it means to control a thing that is everything. Is exactly what it means to control. Is to yield and allow. To be is not to be. Not to be is to be. Because when you do nothing, nothing is left undone. When you try to do anything, that implies that some things are left undone, because there is not one thing that you can't complete fully the moment you set out to complete a thing. You complete one thing, or try to complete a lot of things, some things naturally won't get done. If you don't do anything, nothing is left undone, because you aren't trying to achieve the end organization and order in its perfect form arrives to. Life life is constantly spiraling towards a place. Chaos, order, chaos, order, chaos, order. It's a fleeting moment. And in the nature of that, you can never ever arrive there, maybe. Unless you ride the wave, plug into the chaos and the order, and know that nothing will be undone if you simply allow things to be as they are. You achieve the perfection of achieving order in its totality. Because chaos is the product of order. Order is the product of chaos. You plug into the nature and harmony of that, and you fall in step. And perhaps, since this is a designed, organically designed experience where cause and effect is the thing that precedes where you are currently, where your environment manifested and is manifesting into and will manifest into because of what the previous manifestation was that preceded it, you will fall in step, in alignment with that pattern if you just remain the uncarved block that fits within this path that is paved. A path that is paved in the purest, loving way, because everything is the product of creation, I think. I think that that initial Big Bang, that initial creative spark was out of love in ways that we can't comprehend and rationalize. Avatar, I got off track. I want to isolate what I believe are actual schizophrenic symptoms developing. That's exciting because I want to be able to utilize this to my benefit, because I am thinking things that I have never thought before that give me insight from an angle that I have never decided to look from a vantage point that I never entertained in my life, because I would never ever think about myself, think at myself. I wouldn't generate these thoughts about me ever in my life. And the way that they are so creatively generated, the way that I receive them is so outside of my typical way of thinking. It's so weird. It's disgusting in how it feels like there are multiple things that are occupying this space. So when I do make a video that I will never share and I receive input from an angle that I would never ever entertain or utilize from a creative mode of thinking, I will know that it is a local thing, unless, see, that's where we can form more definitive ideas coming after the unless. The unless will be generated using the isolation of my experience right now, the isolation of trying to be unplugged from the noise of perception, the noise of others perceiving me consciously, perceiving at me, like consciously perceiving me, actively perceiving me with their active consciousness. So moving forward, after developer diary entry 82 and beyond, until further notice, will remain on my plot. This is exciting because there are personal things I want to get off my chest that being pure and honest in this way will allow me to express without consciousness sullying that, without consciousness interrupting and disturbing how I go about expressing my uncarved form. The the pew, the P apostrophe U, the P, uncarved block. Your pure form upon conception. The nature and product of the environment, your inherent nature and your specific point within the scheme of things, within the state of affairs, within your plot, on your plot. It's a unique generation within your seed, within the seed. In that moment, whatever was there with you in conjunction with who you are, your nature and the first kernel of nurture, the first fucking breath you take outside of the womb. Shit, the stimulus and vibrations your mother is experiencing when you are in the womb, the foods that she is eating, everything that she is doing is beyond your control. Your development outside of your nature begins when you are a tiny thing within your mother. The nurturing that the environment is enacting on you begins the moment you are created. I don't know what it means to be like an actual thing, like a life or a thing with agency or feeling and thought and whatnot. Like they say, life begins at the blah blah. I'm not even touching that shit. I'm not concerned with what that is. I'm just thinking about when the environment is taking a hold of your nature and molding you into something in conjunction with the something that you are, the unique little tinkly wink of life that you are innately programmed to be. I need to isolate everything that this is. Because I don't think schizophrenia can be a detriment. I don't think it's a mental disorder at all. I think it is a beautiful way of thinking that can be leveraged to do something very, very, very awesome. I think it is more than what people give it credit for. And I have a perfect opportunity to study it because I'm not so stupid to believe that this is anything but that. I just have the open-mindedness to believe that this can be more than a crippling mental disorder, mental illness, something that is a problematic agitation to a life experience. Oh, I want to share this so badly. I'm doing some good talking. But we won't. This will be so much more cooler when I release it in year 20XX at the end of the world. I'm just silly. I'm just stupid. I'm just joking, I meant to say. Want to see what I got for Christmas? Oh, and I was receiving things like, he wears the same shoes, he only wears boots, he has no style, he needs a stylist. Combat boots to work? Yeah, because I'm trying to break them in. Do you guys not have my search history? Fuck. Unless they are simply they. He's a mouth breather. his face is going to devolve into that of a monkey because he breathes out his mouth. I don't. I have Flonase and shit. I have Nasacort, and that's probably why, if it is something that I'm receiving, they're saying I'm a mouth breather because they're teasing me. But if it is a local thing, that is so strange because I don't think that about myself ever. It never ever crossed my mind that I am a person who is a mouth breather simply because I have good breathing with the use of Nasacort and Flonase. It never crossed my mind that I am this disgusting or just this unfortunate, pathetic thing because I have Flonase. It's the Flonase that's making me feel more empowered because without it, I am this mouth breathing thing. And over the last year, I've had to use little of that actuation of spray in my nasal passages to breathe smoothly. Sam Altman, he got plastic surgery. He changed his nose and his face because of just what it means to breathe smoothly without having the obstruction of a certain bone structure, making that difficult, you know? I think he got rhinoplasty or some shit. And probably decided that since he is here, let me just touch up some other things that I would like to just change, because who wouldn't want to fucking change the parts that they don't define savory about themselves, the parts that they don't fancy, the parts that they feel will look better, the things that they don't fancy will look better if they had a little tweak, you know? It's very stupid to judge, and I'm sorry if I constantly use him and other people as a representation of my ideation. I do so because maybe there is more to them than we know. And I know I am probably not as good as I would like to believe I am. So if I am aligned with people that are things that I resonate with, maybe perhaps it's because it takes one to know one. I'm not afraid of the darker aspects of myself, and I learn to reconcile that with my strength and the light so that I can use all of me to be constructive. If you know that you are a certain type of thing, but you are afraid to express it, it will express itself in the worst possible way when you least expect it to happen, when you probably least prefer it to be expressed, when not really coinciding with optimization, when it's less optimal. So I receive things that are fucking with me, like thoughts that are fucking with me. Like, his shoe game is weak. He only wears a certain silhouette, ankles. He needs ankle support, blah, blah, blah. What? I think, I mean, I don't give a fuck, first and foremost, about how I dress. I like that aesthetic. I like the silhouette of the boot and the low-crotch jeans and a comfortable hoodie or some type of jacket. Nowadays, I like the Frigidaire sweater. It's the winter. I prefer that than a coat. I'm wearing sweatpants because it's cold. So when I receive something that is implying that I need a stylist, that gives me more insight in what it means to receive things. I got so lazy with trying to observe images, I gave out feelers in the form of some type of weird text message keyboard the words above the keys, tap, 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 it will automatically form a sentence, and voila, information. I do something similar in my head where I just either say the beginning of a consonant in my mind, my thinking faculties. I just think a consonant, or I think the beginning of a word and see what spills out as a result. I stimulate thinking just enough where I can rev up a automatic process that takes no other input on my part, and from there I think I developed something that is what one may call schizophrenia, or some type of schizophrenic thinking pattern or intrusive thinking. I don't know, but this is the purpose of these new videos. My cell phone is upstairs, so schizophrenia. There's not a chance of anyone perceiving me when it comes to the nature of a cell phone and the apps that are installed with permissions that enable it to receive certain information based off of your phone's complexity, competency, and ability to pick up information in your environment. The camera, the microphone, the data storage on your device. You know what I mean? You can turn off these permissions, but you can't turn off Android. Google can do whatever the fuck they want to do when it comes to their devices. Apple can too. Everything is through their servers. Everything is through their ecosystem. Everything is through their way of things when it comes to the various technologies and products within their company. Within Alphabet, Google is just one of them. Within Google ecosystem, Alphabet's Google ecosystem, Alphabet's Android, Chrome shits, Alphabet's Blue Love and Burbit shits, the bits, the pieces, the fragments, the artifacts of Alphabet. Especially the one that we know best, Google, and their products. I'm downstairs with just this camera. I don't have anything else down here with me. I wasn't going to show you my presents, but I want to talk about this stuff more. Let me show you my presents. I got this pair of clippers, Philips Norelco Multi-Groom 3000 clippers, all in one 8 length settings, self-sharpening steel blades, a detail trimmer, a nose trimmer, 7X attachments. See, it says it right there, 7X. Yes. Most sold trimmer in the US of A. 13 pieces, 1 hour runtime, rinsable attachments, spelled with an E, hence the attache. Rinsable attachments. Number 1, America's #1 electric shave and groom brand. Look at it. I like it a lot. And for Christmas, my mother and father got me something from the Bath and Body Works. Look at here. Look at what we got here. I got some stuff for my beard, but if everything works out when it comes to my goals, I will be shaving said beard within a half a year. See, look, brush, beard. See? Also got this shit. Beard and face wash. Beard and face wash with aloe and vitamin B5. Bath and Body Works beard and scruff cream with shea butter. And I got beard oil with coconut oil, vitamin E. Switch. Hi. I'm back. So yeah, they say Jesus was a schizophrenic. Well, that escalated. And if life is the result of cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect, in a certain pattern, that is the thing behind future patterns. Cause and effect that creates a system of patterns, a system of life in certain areas of life, in certain areas of the universe, in certain areas of life, then a strange organism that is unfortunately a perfect storm of causality within a certain part of the universe will be an expression of everything within that system. And once they, due to their nature as a person who can see a lot of connections due to what it means to be very sensitive in that way, typically aligned and organized, arranged with people that are schizophrenic when it comes to the humanity being, humanity organism on Earth, in this quadrant of life, in this little speck dot of life, then they will have an intrinsic understanding, feeling of what life means when it comes to their manifestation, when it comes to what they are actually inside and out, as far as their part of life is concerned, as far as what they are, what expression of life they are is concerned, then they are an avatar of just everything that society at the time represents. They are a perfect storm of a lot of things that they can easily leverage and create with, because they are a representation of so many things within their society at the time. Accidentally, luckily, just from some stroke of fate of how things fell into place when it comes to their nature and the point in time they are generated, as far as the environment is concerned, where they were carried, the path they were carried for 9 months. Everything that is the result of so many instances of cause and effect that began with that spark of everything, the spark at the end of everything, the spark that is at the beginning of everything. Life at its initial generation, conception. Who knows what, where, when, and how its inception was formed, unless life is such a organic, childlike thing. It is simply a natural process that is self-perpetuating, self-efficient, and takes no active participation in, because that one billiard crack that is the product of everything, that is the reason why everything is probably a strange duality of something so visceral, creative, and grounded, it may as well be called divine, and something so pure, imaginative, forever eternal, and still that receives the seed of that powerful creative kernel. We have a imaginal faculty. Everything we do begins with thought. Just blow that up in the forms of Adi Parashakti, the divine, creative, grounded force of the universe, everything, the mother. And the thinking that takes that and does something with it. The most powerful yin energy is the divine feminine when it comes to that piece of cartoon. The powerful, nurturing male principle is what that is represented in the form of Parashiva, Rudra. That divine creative principle is the yin, ironically, and the stillness is the yang. But in the Tao, that divine creative expression is the yang, and that still pure dark is the yin. That is flip-flopped when it comes to Hinduism at its purest radical form. Extreme expression. I don't know, it's stupid. They're expressions of, they're cartoons of, they're symbols of, it is a way in communicating the laws of, the rules of life as we understand it, and life as we know it when it comes to how we experience it. We express our knowing of that thing that we cannot translate through language and art and certain things purposefully, fully, including dance. You know, I say movement expressed through the self, expressed through that, but I mean express that through your perfect natural inclination. Expressed through the self in the form only you can know as a result of being produced out of your certain seed within the society, the generation, that number, that very specific instance that is specific to you, and in conjunction with what the fuck you are, your unique nature. Expressed through that as the uncarved block, as the perfect shape only you can be, the perfect instrument only you can craft to play the perfect note only your perfect instrument can perform. Everything is necessary in this orchestra. Avatar, Jesus, if he can understand, like, things will just align in a way where, yes, so long as he is honest and is himself, maybe, then he will continue to fall in alignment with the wave of life. He will continue to fall in step with something that he is naturally, unfortunately, organically in alignment with. Things just fit because he is in a moment of time where things are weird like that. And if he is aware, then yes, he will be connected to phenomena that may seem magical, that may seem paranormal, that may seem fucking strange as fuck. Lucky, he will be a representation of what everyone thinks and what everyone is what everyone feels, and what everyone believes when it comes to their observation of life, when it comes to their filtered experience of life, when it comes to their expression of life as an expression of life, when it comes to the way they perceive life as they know it, and life as we collectively feel, I guess, maybe. I'm not saying I'm that. I'm saying that everyone has that so long as they know that their life is a deviation of a life that they've already lived. Once you understand that, then you can fall in step with fate in that way, in a beautiful way. You will become your own Christ idol via your guardian angel, your daemon, the thing that's experienced this thing before, that knows what's about to happen next, but feeds that information to you via hunches, hallucinations, phantom stimuli, and dreams. Everyone is their main character. Adam Levine has a game called Judas coming out. Everyone who participates in the campaign, the story mode of that game, can experience that differently using this new gameplay mechanic that he is describing as narrative Legos. Everyone who is playing that one experience experiences it differently from the next person's experience. Their narrative changes. It's the same game, it's the same playthrough, it's the same story. You are the main character of your instance of that story. And upon playing it again, you have the foresight as you control the avatar within that orchestra, within that dream that is created by its God, Adam Levine, and his creative team. Above and below, just take the concepts of life that you know through and through, and through a feeling that you have intrinsic to your nature, and being a product of your environment. Create your way to truth in a way where it can only be arrived to in a way only you can execute it. Everyone has a means to understand everything through becoming themselves in everything that they were meant to be. Look at games, another example, look at games like Fortnite. Everyone that jumps into the Battle Royale is the main character. It's so cool because before, when things were less developed and less technological and not as robust and comprehensive, there was only one gameplay mode, one story mode, and a multiplayer mode. A story mode that is this on-rails linear experience where it is the same playthrough over and over and over, and you, the one with foresight of that gameplay experience, can control the avatar, this thing that is simply a product of the game world, in ways that benefits you and the in-game character. You don't give a fuck about it. You know how the game ends. You give a fuck about it, but in a way that is detached. You know everything's gonna be alright. The game is what it is. The story will never change. And you can choose to play it in a way where you can accrue the most points, the most value, the secrets, the most items and equipment to get the perfect ending, the good ending, due to playing it over and over. You have a better understanding of the gameplay mechanics. The avatar is the same thing. It has its own way of moving due to how it is programmed. Yes, it will react like this when it's interacting with this. It will act like this when it goes there. It will achieve this when you get it here. And you know that. You, within this situation, the daemon knows how to control the eidolon. You are detached. You know how to play the game, and you can cuss at the character, tease it, cheer it on, do whatever the fuck you want in ways where you see fit, because you know how it ends and you're detached and you are still controlling the avatar in hopes that it reaches the end with the most things, the most points, the coolest items, the coolest gear, all the greatest goods, the goodies, the wonders, the whatnots, and the various what may have yous. It benefits you to get the avatar to that point out of your own enjoyment. So you are detached because it's just a game. It's pure theater. It is that avatar samsara. It will never ever experience anything but that storyline, but you can ensure that it experiences that in the most perfect way every single playthrough as the daemon. As you control that eidolon. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Each new game playthrough, you are the thing that is persistent through every experience. You are the daemon. And through the network of friends, you guys are the uber daemon. You can share information in ways to get that eidolon to another place. A game guide, the internet cheat codes, and whatnots. And the Go daemon is just the console that that thing exists on. It is the limitations of that console at the time. Look at Fortnite. Look at where games are heading to. At that experience I was just explaining was on a Nintendo 64 console, where it has a single player campaign story mode and a multiplayer mode where you can play with 3 other eidolons, 3 other player characters, a total of 4 including the story mode. That is that Matrix Samsara environment. But it has the benefit of knowing that you are trying to control it in a way where it receives its perfect end for your enjoyment, and you're detached, so it doesn't matter what it is feeling in the moment, when it's feeling scared in that part of the story, when it's losing and it doesn't know what to do. So long as you know and you care, because it's fun to you, where that player is heading, you can give a fuck about how it's feeling in the moment. Everything will be alright. It is my plan to do so. It is my plan for it to be alright, because I receive enjoyment and I have a peace of mind knowing how this shit ends. The first time I played, I didn't know. Me and you were experiencing this for the first time. We were just the daemon. We were just that one thing. But after completing the game, I have foresight. Now the daemon has split into the eidolon daemon dyad. It's a level deeper. In this deviation of that initial playthrough, you will be more competent and accrue more value, points, items, bonuses, goodies, and whatnots for that asshole, aka the avatar. I want to upload this. Oh my god. Look at Fortnite. Battle Royale games where you can participate with over 100 characters. A Battle Royale multiplayer, super multiplayer, where you have the storyline that is intertwined with the multiplayer. Everybody is a main character. Everyone is the player controller of an avatar that is linked to the same narrative every other player controller avatar is connected to. Here's a better example. What the fuck is Grand Theft Auto 60 going to be? What is Grand Theft Auto 60 going to be like? That's funny, 6. Enlightenment. But what is Grand Theft Auto 60 going to be like when the developers get to a point where the campaign mode and whatever gameplay technologies that we have at the time, including Oculus, HTC Vive, PlayStation, headset thing, Sony eyeballs. I forget what their little headset VR situation is called. Oh, PlayStation, Sony VR. What will Sony VR, Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and the peripheral attachments to those things blossom into when Grand Theft Auto 60 comes out? Am I being too loud? It is late, I gotta be quiet. What will it look like? How will the feedback when it comes to the haptics, when the controller vibrates, will that evolve in a way where it is a far more visceral experience? Are there going to be 16K eye things in each headset? Will each headphone piece project IMAX level sound, stereo, surround sound, connecting to your teeth so that you can feel the sound in every part of your skull? Question mark. Will you be able to have smell-o-vision, tasty tastes, and whatnots plugged into that headset? Will it come with a vest? Will this Grand Theft Auto 60 game contain a gameplay experience that is damn near indistinguishable? I was thinking about the word, from what we typically know and experience and measure through the worldview of living real life? What will Grand Theft Auto 60 be? In the games that we have nowadays, you can engage in a single player campaign with many other characters. There are multiple main characters in the game world you are participating in. The main character, savior, hero, villain, Christ, antichrist, devil, anti-devil, player character, player-controlled character, avatar in that game. And you can play it over and over and over and over and over and over. You can play it with other people. You can play it over and over and over and over with other people. You can play it over and over in a different generation of that game world. In Minecraft, there are various levels that are or various worlds that are unique instances of that game world. They are freshly generated seeds of just the assets and designs of that game. Everything is a different seed, randomly generated assortment of assets and design elements within that game. Pair that with a more adult, engaging, I don't know what you like, type of game that is akin to a Grand Theft Auto 60, where the game world will be different upon each playthrough depending on the seed is generated as, depending on the assortment of assets and elements it is generated into. I think if you just see yourself as the main character, knowing that in this world everyone is fated to have a heroic end, but it's a cool game. This single player story requires you to be a main character, yes, in a way where it is fitting to your specific randomized, unique DNA and place in the game world you are generated in, place and time of the game world. You are the main character, and that is your class, your archetype, your job, your reason, your form, and your reason to be is dictated by your point and place in time your character is generated, that unique character is generated, and you can beat the game. It's a cool game, it's an awesome game if you pursue the maximum attributes that are inherent in your character in a way where it is allowing other people to max out the attributes in their character. Hour and 10 minutes. I'm going to end it here. End of part 1.